We're here in Pellston, Michigan at St. Clement's Church, originally staffed by the friars from Sacred Heart Province, but now is ministered to by one of the diocesan priests. There's no longer a resident pastor here. Friars of the province that were here, Flavius Zuba was here for quite a while, Sylvester Michek, and it's a small community, Pellston, and the church is closed up most of the time now, except for Pellston's great claim to fame here is that it is the coldest place in the nation oftentimes, and here it is just the beginning of October when we're filming this, and it is very cold already. We're at the Church of Holy Cross here in Cross Village, Michigan. This village goes back a long ways. It was a site of gatherings of the Indians, L'arbre Croche, for hundreds of years, and it was also a spot where the Jesuit missionaries stopped by, and Bishop Barriga, the famous bishop throughout all of northern Michigan and Wisconsin, who came by here to Cross Village. The friars have been here also for a very long time. Among the friars who have been here, Flavius Zuba was here for a long time, George Phillips, Kurt Baranich, Isidore Langheim, and it was thanks to Isidore Langheim that the parish and the village here now has a museum that can come and find out all kinds of things about the presence of the Catholic Church and also the friars here at Cross Village. There are not many people who live here in Cross Village. In fact, in the wintertime you can be here on the road and no cars go by, and maybe a snowmobile or so. But at one time this was a very, very busy place. The friars left here, and now it is serviced with only one Mass on a weekend by a diocesan priest. And we can't get in the church because it's locked, but inside it still has some of the original tin ceilings and some of the original furnishings. When the friars first came to the area, of course they lived down in Harbor Springs and Petoskey, and they would come up to these places periodically. Eventually they ended up staying and living in these areas. And I believe it was when Flavius was pastor, although I can't remember exactly, is when the old friary, the old rectory over there, which is no longer there, it burnt down. And so that's why the present rectory that is there, and that's where the friars were living when we eventually left the place. At one time, this also has a lot of history of a Father Wycamp who came from Chicago, and he established a mixed community of men and women up here. He was considered rather strange by the people up here, and the story is told that he would sleep in his own coffin every night, contemplating death. If you need more information about that, be sure to contact Al Langheim. He has lots of information about that. We're at St. Ignatius Church in Middle Village, about 10-15 miles away from Cross Village. The original church was dedicated by Bishop Barriga, a very famous missionary who went all over. He's known as the snowshoe priest. The friars have been here in the 1800s, and this is the third church. This was built in the 1800s, and it's still open. It's only used for masses twice a year. There have been no resident friars here for
probably years and years and years, but they did take care of this. We took care of this place from the friars who lived at Cross Village. And it's a very pretty church. It's been restored, still has some of the original ceilings in it. Outside of the church, a lot of Indian graves, because this was a big missionary area. And the Indian people would gather, and the friars and the missionary priest would be here too. This holy water fountain that's right here is made out of birch bark, and it has quill work, so this would have been done by the native people in the area.
We're at Holy Childhood Church and Parish in Harbor Springs, Michigan, and it's been here for a long time. The original school has been knocked down, and now the parish is building a new parish hall and area for meetings. The friars were here for a long, long time, since the 1800s. It was originally an area where the friars would go out and help out in various places. The old friary fell down, and Nelson Cocchio, when he was here, built a brand new friary for the friars. Nelson spent many years here, along with many other friars. Gerald Dvorak, Elias Kopert, Frank Kordick was the last friar from the province that was here working, and he helped to really solidify the parish and build up many things here in the parish, and was very instrumental in getting a youth program going also here. The church, the original church, is right here, but as you can see, it's been expanded greatly so to accommodate the many summer people who come here. There's a lot of very wealthy people who come here, but there's also a lot of poverty in the area. The parish originally was established as a mission church, and for the native peoples of the area, the Ottawa and Ojibwa. And also an Indian school was established, but that school has since been knocked down, and now the new parish hall is going in that area.